Good morning, children. Sairam. Children, today in English grammar, we will revise tenses. Now, children, the word tense is derived from Latin word tempus, which means time. A verb indicates the time of an action, event, or condition by changing its form. So, the verb tenses may be categorized according to the time frame: present tense, past tense, future tense. So, verb is divided into present tense, past tense and future tense. Now children, verb tenses may also be categorized according to aspect. The children, aspect here refers to the nature of the action described by the verb. So there are four aspects: indefinite or simple, continuous or progressive, perfect or complete, and perfect continuous. Let us have a look at table of English tenses. Now children, when we talk about simple present tense, so children, we have to use S or ES to the verb. We have to add S or ES to the verb when we use simple present tense. When we use simple past tense, we have to add ed to the verb. And with future tense, we have to use will or shall and play. Just have a look at your play, played, will or shall play. Now children, with continuous tense. So when we talk about the present continuous tense, we have to use is, am, are depending on the subject and add ing to the verb. Similarly, for past continuous tense, we have to use was, were and ing to the verb. With future continuous tense, will, shall, be, playing. So with past continuous, we have to use was, were and ing to the verb. And with future continuous, we have to use will, shall, be, playing. Then present perfect. With present perfect tense, we have to use has, have plus past participle of the verb. So we have to use has, have or and past participle of the verb. With past perfect, we have to use had and past participle. With the future perfect tense, we have to use will, shall, have. Now children, with present perfect continuous, we have to use has, have, been and ing to the verb. Past perfect continuous, had, been, playing. So had, been and you have to add ing to the verb. With future perfect continuous, will or shall, have been, playing. So will, shall, have been and ing to the verb. So children, if you want to master tenses, you should know this table thoroughly. Okay. Now children, let us revise. When do we use the simple present tense? Now children, simple present tense we use when we express the habitual actions. For example, I always drink coffee at work. So this is an habitual action. I always drink coffee at work. He goes to bed at 11 p.m. They often eat lunch at school. So children, these all expresses the habitual action. I always drink coffee at work. So this is a regular habit. He goes to bed at 11. Now children, just have a look. Okay, es is added to the verb go, correct? So depending on the subject. Okay, so with he, what is used? Goes. He goes to bed at 11 p.m. They often eat lunch at school. So they express the habitual actions. Now when we talk about the general facts or truths, for example, the sun rises in the east. Yes, this is a fact, correct? So when we speak about the facts or general truths, we have to use Simple present tense. Earth is not flat. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So these are the general facts. Okay. So for that we use simple present tense. Okay. So when we talk about the general facts or truths, sun rises, okay, earth is not flat, water boils. So these are the general facts. So for that we use simple present tense. Now when we talk about the future plans or schedule, the train arrives at 3 p.m. We fly to Paris on Monday. Classes begin next week. So this is about the future plan or schedules. Then the present facts or truths. I live in Washington, D.C. She is 80 years old. He works at Microsoft. So children, here we talk about the usage of the simple present tense, that when do we use the simple present tense. Now children, next is present continuous or present progressive. Now children, already we had discussed that how you have to use this. We have to use is, am, are plus ing to the verb. Yes. So just have a look. I am eating my lunch. Okay. With I, what is used? Am. I am eating my lunch. So here children, I am, and what has been done? Ing is added to the verb to make it present continuous tense. Now, when do we use present continuous tense? Actions that are happening now. Okay. She is cooking in the kitchen. So the actions that are happening now. So she is. Okay. It is present, right? So present continuous. So she is, and ing is added to the verb. So she is cooking in the kitchen. Actions that are temporary. They are staying in London for a few days. Then definite future plans. I am going hiking tomorrow. So see how the present continuous tense is used. Alright. Now children, let us learn about present perfect tense. That is a usage of present perfect tense. Now children, for present perfect, you have to use has, have and past participle. Yes. So children, the present perfect tense, it put emphasis on the result. Now for example, she has written 5 letters. So children, with she we have used has, and past participle of the verb write, that is written. So she has written 5 letters. So the present perfect tense is used, it put emphasis on the result. Then next is, it expresses an action that is still going on. School has not started yet. School has not started yet. So again has is used and started, that is past participle is used. She expresses an action that stopped recently, that is just now it is completed. She has cooked dinner. So children, has cooked. Expresses an action that has an influence on the present. I have lost my key. So here have lost. Okay. Then present perfect tense expresses an action that has taken place once, never or several times before the moment of speaking. I have never been to Australia. So I have never been. So children, with present perfect tense you have to use has, have and past participle. Remember that. Okay. Now next, present perfect continuous tense. Let us learn about the usage of present perfect continuous tense. Long actions that started in the past and continue until now. I have been living in Ireland for almost 4 years. So have been living. Okay. Present perfect continuous. You have to use have, been and ing to the verb. Recent actions that have clear evidence or results now. Her eyes are red because she has been crying all evening. Typically used for shorter, more temporary situations. Have they been learning English for years? Yes. Have they been learning English for years, so have they been learning? Okay, so children, present perfect continuous, when you use it, you have to use have, been and ing to the word. Okay, now let us learn about simple past tense. The children, simple past tense is used to indicate an action that has been completed in the past. For example, Radha danced very well yesterday, so this action is completed. I saw a movie yesterday, so again this action is a completed action. I played soccer with my friends last Saturday. So children, simple past tense, it indicates an action that has already been completed in the past. Past continuous or progressive tense. It is used to denote an action going on at some time in the past. For example, I was watching football match on television. So was, and you have to add ing to the verb. I was watching football match on television. He was studying in the library. Okay, so it is denoting an action going on at some time in past. Remember that. So he was studying. The girls were studying all evening. Now children, girls, it's plural, right? So we have to use were. The girls were studying all evening. The past perfect tense is used to describe action completed before a particular moment in the past. For example, the teacher scolded me because I had reached late. So had reached, that is, you have to use had and past participle. He was happy because he had signed an important contract. Again, had signed. It is had signed is the past perfect. Okay. When two actions happened in the past and it is necessary to show which action happened earlier than the other. My mother's plane had landed before we reached the airport. Okay, so the plane had landed. That is the first action. And second action, before we reached the airport. Now I was sick because I had eaten too much previous night. So I had eaten too much previous night. That is the first action. And because of that, I am sick, or I had fallen sick. So I was sick because I had eaten too much previous night. When we got to the theater, the movie had started. Okay, so the movie had started. That is first action. When we got to the theater, second action. So there are two actions which happened in the past, and it is necessary to show which action happened earlier than the other. So that time we are using the past perfect tense. Now past perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action that began in the past and continued up to a certain point of time in the past. So with past perfect continuous, you have to use, children, had, been and ing to the verb. They had been studying for 5 hours before I told them to stop. So had been studying. Okay, for past perfect continuous, had, been and ing to the verb. Now children, simple future tense, to show actions that will happen in the future. I shall write the answers later. That is, it is talking about the action that will happen in the future. I shall write the answers later. Now children, the future continuous tense is used to describe an action that will be continuing at some time in the future. I shall be playing football at this time tomorrow. So we are talking about the future. Okay, the action that will be continuing at some time in the future. So for future continuous tense, you have to use shall or will, be and ing to the verb. So I shall be playing football at this time tomorrow. Future perfect tense is used to describe an action that will be completed at a given time in the future. The children will have finished their work by 7 p.m. So will, have and you have to use the past participle, that is finished. Now children, the future perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action that was in progress over a period of time and will end sometime in the future. For example, we shall have been studying in this college for 4 years. So when you write future perfect continuous, you have to use will, shall have, been and ing to the verb. So it describes an action that was in progress over a period of time and will end sometime in the future. So that way we have to use the future perfect continuous tense. Okay. Now children, I hope you have understood till here. Now we will be discussing what type of questions you can get in your examination. Okay. Now your children, identify the tense. The Swiss Family Robinson is a well-known novel. Now children, you have to identify the tense and you have to click on the correct option, right? Options are given as simple past tense, simple present tense or simple future tense. So you have to click on the correct option, okay? So children, the Swiss Family Robinson is a well-known novel. It's a, yes children, it's a simple present tense. So you have to click on the correct option, okay? Now next one. They had created an amazing ladder. They had created an amazing ladder. The options are simple past tense, past perfect tense, present perfect tense. So you have to click on the correct option, okay? So children, which is the correct answer? Yes, they had created, children had created. So children, it is past perfect tense, had and the past participle. So it is past perfect tense, okay? Now, I have had some hard times. I have had some hard times. So your children, have had. So have we are using for the present, okay? Have had. So past participle. So I have had some hard times. It's which tense children? It is present perfect tense. So you have to click on present perfect tense, okay? Now next one. She was walking in the Champs-Élysées. She was walking. Now children, was walking. So was walking. So children, which tense? Whether it is past continuous, present continuous tense or present perfect continuous? Yes, it is past continuous, okay? Was walking, okay? So past continuous. We will attack the city and burn and kill. So we will attack, okay? We will attack the city. So children, which tense? Future perfect tense, present perfect tense or simple future tense? Yes, it is simple future tense. That is, we will attack the city and burn and kill. Now next one. The man pretended to be very frightened of them. Change into present continuous tense. Children, the options are the man was pretending to be very frightened of them. The man is pretending to be very frightened of them. The man will be pretending to be very frightened of them. Now children, it is asked to change into present continuous. So with present continuous, you have to use is and ing to the verb, right? So here the answer is the man is pretending to be very frightened of them. She does not return to the nest after that. Change into simple future tense. She will not return to the nest after that. She has not returned to the nest after that. She had not returned to the nest after that. Now children, we have to change it to simple future. So here she will not return to the nest after that, okay? Now next one. They dig up the nest and steal all the eggs laid inside. Change into past continuous tense. Options are they were digging up the nest and stealing all the eggs laid inside. They were digging up the nest and stealing. They are digging up the nest and stealing all the eggs laid inside. They have dug up the nest and stole all the eggs laid inside. So children, the first option is, again I'll repeat, they were digging up the nest and stealing all the eggs laid inside. They are digging up the nest and stealing all the eggs laid inside. They have dug up the nest and stole all the eggs laid inside. So children, we have to change into past continuous. So here children, they were digging up the nest and stealing all the eggs laid inside. Okay, so children, I hope you have understood, and this revision, it will be definitely helpful. So children, you be thorough with your lessons, okay, and start practicing and prepare for your upcoming semester examination. Thank you, my dear students. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Sai Ram.